Hey everyone, appreciate you all being here at USA Crypto Group for this AMS session. Today we have a project called JavSphere. JavSphere offers the next generation as well as the gateway to decentralized finance products. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Sebastian and Lord from the team. Pleasure to have you guys here. If you can start out introducing yourself, talking about your team, and giving us a bit of insight into your background experience.
Sure, I can start. So my name is Sebastian. I live in Portugal, so on the other side of the world, because most of your audience is probably based in the US. I'm 35 years old. I'm actually coming from the corporate side, worked like 15 years for big corporates. I also worked for 1 year in Silicon Valley. It was 2019 for a big software company. And that time I realized that startups are really my thing. I'm in crypto since 2016, 2017. And before the current startup, I had a startup in the business metaverse area. And since the last 15 years, I always focusing on marketing. And this is what I'm doing also at JavSphere at the moment.
Cool.
Thanks, Sebastian.
Yes. Good. Hi, guys. My name is Lord Mark. There's a little bit of story behind the name. I bought some land in Scotland, and with the land that I bought, it wasn't that big, but you get a title Lord, and that got stuck with my name. So that's why my kind of internet nickname became Lord Mark. I'm originally from Austria, good old Europe as well. And yeah, pretty normal career, IT and telecommunication, product management and sales. Left then Austria like 18 years ago, moved to Southeast Asia and got, fell in love with Southeast Asia. Have been living in Japan, Thailand, and now a couple of years in Singapore. And I've been in crypto since 2016, end of 2016 something. So, but my first Bitcoin I bought around $700 US. I thought it's damned expensive at that time and bought only half a Bitcoin by that time. Maybe a big mistake in hindsight, but enjoying the ride so far, and yeah, got into DeFi. Thought DeFi is a really cool thing because there's a lot of utility. Got kind of stuck in DeFi, got involved in DeFi chain very early as an early stage investor. And that's where I also met my two amazing co-founders, Sebastian and Igor. Igor is our technical guru. He's not here today. But yeah, we are very happy to be here and share our story about JavSphere and what you can do with it and our amazing token launch.
Awesome. I appreciate the introduction there. Yeah, you guys been around the crypto space for a very long time, since 2016. Actually, that's the time that it's actually came to the crypto space as well. Yeah, in hindsight, we could have done a lot better, right? But
absolutely.
Everything was new. We didn't know. We couldn't hold, right? Didn't have the courage to hold anything, actually. But here we are. Here we are, right? A lot of lesson learned. So yeah, I had a chance to go through your white paper and your technical paper, and there's a lot of information. Now it seems like you guys have a lot of DeFi products, actually, very amazing DeFi products, all aimed towards making yields and earning rewards for investors, which is amazing. Now, before we dive deep into all these DeFi products that you have, I'd like to go take it back to the beginning, so that way our audience can understand where you guys came from and what you guys have been doing so far. So you guys launched a platform back in 2023, correct? And it's actually, you guys are very successful currently. So if you guys can speak on that for a bit, that'd be great.
Sure. Let me. Sebastian, do you want to start? I start.
Mark, go ahead, please.
Okay, cool. So maybe why did we start with all of that? Like you said before, we've been in crypto for quite a while, and the last maybe 3 or 4 years we've been heavily in DeFi. And whenever we became very successful in doing that, and you guys all know out there, DeFi is not the most simple thing to do. There's a lot of protocols, there are wallets, there are exchanges. There's staking, liquidity mining, yield farming, and all these kind of different things. And newbies who come in, they always struggle. They want to take part in the game, but they don't really know how to do. So people came to us and said, Sebastian, Mark, can you help us? it looks like you make nice rewards there. How can I do this? And we were always very helpful, and we wanted really to help the people out there. But it's a tedious task because it's not scalable, right? You try to explain it to friends and family and even more people. Then we started a YouTube show about that, and people are super confused. So me and Sebastian and Igor came together and we said, damn it, there must be a way to make things a little bit easier at least, and to give more people access. And then we've been at the crypto conference in Singapore, and everybody on stage, the big guys, were talking about mass adoption. And for mass adoption, we need simplicity and we need better tools. And we thought, okay, there's really something to that, and we really have to do something. And then we've been very familiar with DeFi chain, but we're going to talk in a little bit later about it. We thought, okay, let's build something that makes using DeFi products just easier. So simplification, automation, great user interface, nice design. And that was actually the vision that we had, and that's how we started. And that's where everything took really off. And yeah, maybe Sebastian, you want to add something to that?
Sure. Thanks for the introduction, Mark. One important point is, so we started with the project actually like 1.5 years ago. So in the deepest bear market. And typically, if you look at projects right now, which are starting in the bull market, it's always like very, very easy. And most of them are like not really fundamental good. They are just like launching because everyone is launching a crypto project. We launched 1.5 years ago, and our idea was always to build a platform first before we launch a token. Because typically, if you look at 99% of the projects nowadays, they sell a dream. They launch a token, they sell a dream, and they want to invest in this kind of dream. And we said, let's do it vice versa. So let's make an honest, complete, solid startup version of a crypto launch. And this was also the reason why we said, okay, let's build up the platform first. Let's create products. We have 3 running products at the moment, which are all in the area of generating yield with real world assets or in the space of decentralized finance. You see it on the screen share right now. We have more than 2,000 active addresses, more than 1 million transactions so far, and around 28 million DUS dollar total value locked. So, which is quite a lot. And this is also the reason why we said like, okay, now is the perfect timing to launch our token, because the token is basically, I would say like the inner core of the platform. It's the utility token, and mainly for distributing rewards and fees from the platform to the token holders. And actually, the funny thing is, we have probably our last round tomorrow. So in roughly 12 hours or something. And this will probably be the last round of the pre-sale. And this is also the reason why we said like it's the perfect timing to do the AMA with you guys, because we are just in the middle of the launch. There will be one last chance for the pre-sale. And I think we will cover that also maybe later.
Yeah, definitely. We will definitely put more emphasis on that. And just right out the gate, guys, there's been a lot of questions why a lot of you guys cannot access the website just because we're in USA. So you need to use the VPN in order to access the website. And I know there's been a lot of questions on that. So that's how you get around that. But we will cover that towards the end of the AMA for sure. Cool. So yeah, you guys, I mean, looking at the TVL, 28 million. So I'm very happy to hear that you guys actually took the proper steps, making sure that you guys are actually successful, right, before you move to the next step. 28 million TVL, which is total value locked. That is amazing. So congratulations on that. So Thank now, you. That's actually truly is amazing. Now, when you guys launch your platform, because right now you guys have you guys launching the token, but also you guys are also working on other DeFi products, correct? Now, if you guys are, can you tell us what products what products are live currently right now, or when you guys launch the platform? I guess what I'm trying to say is, what would be the updates from the new money raise, or what you guys are working on currently and what you guys have going on right now?
Yeah, sure. So maybe I can start and Mark can add a little bit. So we started last year in December, so mid of December, with our first product, which went live mid of December. It was a staking, or is a staking product for a certain stablecoin on the chain we are using. And then we added pretty quickly a freezer product for that. So kind of a bond product where you can lock up this stablecoin for a certain amount of time. And basically both are generating rewards for the users. And the last item we created is a trading platform or a trading product for real world assets. And we are using a chain where we have like the highest number of real world assets on the market. It's more than 70 real world assets. Real world assets, for example, like stocks or ETFs, commodities, precious metals, and something like that. And basically, we said like this is kind of the starting point. We saw a lot of need on the market. We have a strong community since day one, which is coming from also the core community which we are from. And this is also the reason why we got so quick high TVLs. Just to give you some numbers. So if you look at startups in the fintech area today, you typically say, hey, if you have like 10 million TVL and around 1,000 users after 1 year, the first year was successful for you as a fintech startup. And we always said, okay, if we launch the product, this is our main aim. So our main goal to have these numbers after 1 year, because it's typically like in a startup, fintech startup area, these are the numbers you're looking for. And the funny thing is, we launched mid of December and we reached these numbers not after 1 year, which was like our idea, also not after a half year, also not after 1 month. We reached it the first time after 2.5 weeks. So just before New Year. 2.5 weeks after we started with the first product, we reached really 10 million US dollar TVL, as well as 1,000 active addresses, which are more or less than customers. And this was basically the beginning of our success story. So we started last year, and right now we are in the middle of the token launch. There will be 2 big products afterwards, after the token launch, which will also be like kind of the main driver of the platform. So the products we have right now were more or less like the starting point to show what we can do to build up the user base. And especially the leverage product is a really, really important thing, which we will do after the token launch. Maybe Mark, you can add something on the leverage product.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, the leverage product is something that is in high demand. So that we are working with real world assets. Real world assets, I think, is a big driver of this bull market at the moment. Everybody's talking about it. The way how we do it is synthetic stocks. So you can trade the tickers of 75 assets out there. What is very unique, we have our own Oracle system that mirrors kind of the market. But that's a very technical story. But for you guys, it's really important that you can not only trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, DFI, JAV on the platform, that you can really trade like gold, MicroStrategy. And so there are many cool investment games possible because you can really go out of the crypto bubble, but still stay on the blockchain, what I think is really cool. We're going to develop that right after the token launch. You can go long, you can go short on different assets. So that's going to be really exciting. Funny enough, at the beginning, I wasn't really so convinced about that. But then when we started talking about this and putting it out to the community, we got so much positive feedback and everybody said, hey guys, you really have to do that. So we said, okay, that's a must. We're going to put this next. And the next thing, what we really want to work on, that you work with a lot of assets, I think you have to help people managing their portfolio. Because we all see, and I think we are all victim of this, including me, certain assets grow dramatically in your portfolio, and then it's actually time to rebalance. And this rebalancing is a tedious task, and a lot of people are not doing it because they just don't have the time, or they don't know how to do it, or a mix of both. I think I'm kind of mix of both. So I said, if we could automate it, that would be amazing. That if, for example, say, okay, I want a crypto holding should be, let's say 38% because I just see it on screen. Precious metal like gold should be 14%. And this product is intended to do this for you. So you set your thresholds, you set your values, and then the thing is actually rebalancing your portfolio. And that's pretty easy because it's all done through our trading product. Maybe in general about our products, we are strong believers in we should build something what people need. So it's there's a very easy pitfall that you just build a product that is like that you think is really awesome, but the users, the clients, the community, the customers, investors, however you want to call them, don't really care about. So we are trying to listen very strongly what people out there need and want. That's in two ways a winning strategy. First of all, people adapt much faster to the product. They really start using it quickly because they need it, they want it, it solves the problem for them. And secondly, it helps us to be better out there, right? So of course, we love to come up with ideas, but we try to listen to the community. And if they say, hey guys, we really need that feature, then we are super, super happy to build that in. Because in a corporation, you can be so much more strong and successful. And like Sebastian mentioned, I think this was also one of the reasons why we had such a quick lift off, because we were really on the pulse and we were listening what people want, and that's how everything started. Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty good, at least as an overview about the product portfolio. It's not going to be the end of the products. There are going to be much more products later, but I would say that's the next steps that are really, really in reach. Yeah.
Awesome. So with the token launch, you guys are working on, just to recap, the leverage booster and also the autopilot, which is in a way is an automated portfolio manager, which it constantly rebalance your assets, right? To find the best use for you.
Exactly.
Awesome. Now,
That's
perfect. Now I'd like to go back to and we will go in depth of all your products as well. Now, for those that are reading your white paper, many may have not heard of the DeFi chain. So and that is the blockchain that you guys building, JavSphere on top of that. Could we speak about that, and what's the reason why you guys chose that blockchain to build all your financial DeFi products on there?
Yeah, sure. Very happy to do so. So the white paper of DeFi chain is reaching back over 4 years. So always around, so the last Bitcoin halving that was like a couple of days ago marked also the fourth birthday of DeFi chain. So it's not brand new. It's quite a while in the market already. DeFi chain was born at the beginning out of the idea to make real world asset tradable on blockchain. So about 4 years ago, nobody was really giving a damn about that. It was a dream of two co-founders, and they said this would be really amazing to do so. And they wanted to build a DeFi chain. So that's why the name is pretty simple, in some way self-explanatory. But the idea was to do DeFi on Bitcoin. And at that time, nobody was doing DeFi on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is in some way amazing and in some way a real pain in the butt. So the cool thing is it's rock solid, it's stable, trusted, everybody knows it. The Bitcoin code is secure. It's very hard to hack. The big problem is there are no smart contract capabilities. So whenever you want to build something on Bitcoin, you have to do a fork. So the DeFi chain started as a fork of Bitcoin, and then there were opcodes programmed into the code. And this is very problematic, because whenever you want to add a functionality to the DeFi chain, the core team had to do a code, the nodes have to be upgraded, and we have about over 17,000 validators, 17,000 master nodes out there protecting the network. So we are still a small chain, but if you think how many master nodes we've got out there, I don't want to bash any other blockchain, but if you compare, like, let's say Solana, that is one of these rising stars out there, and I'm also a big fan of Solana, but how many validators they've got, like, over the last couple of years? We've been talking about hundreds. We've had thousands of master nodes. So the network is very strongly secured by master node holders. That was a big success. But then we said, okay, if you really want to grow and if you really want to bring a lot of products in and new services like ourselves now, JavSphere, we have to add on top of these Bitcoin functionalities a so-called EVM layer, Ethereum Virtual Machine layer. And this EVM layer integrated on Bitcoin connects now Bitcoin and Ethereum in some way, and it gives you so many more opportunities, because now everybody can come in. Every Solidity developer is now able to build on DeFi chain products, services, steps, however you call it. And that's what we are now exactly doing, that we deploy smart contracts on the EVM layer, but underlying is DeFi chain as the driving blockchain, let's say, as the foundation. And DFI is the native coin. DFI is also needed for transaction fees. You can really compare it, like, in some way with Ethereum. We have Ethereums, and then you have projects who build tokens and projects on it. We just have as a foundation DeFi chain, what is actually originally coming out of Bitcoin code. So we have this rock solid foundation that is built like a tank. And on top of that, we've got now dApps that enable all kind of things, NFTs, DeFi plays, everything, you name it, meme coin, you can now build everything on DeFi chain. And this is the strength. The second thing that we mentioned before, the DeFi chain really said, okay, it's nice to have staking, liquidity mining and all these things, but they said, let's do a lot with real world assets, so these synthetic stocks. And this is really special. There is not many players out there. I would say we are the only one with that variety of assets, and especially this very unique setup that you have a kind of a Bitcoin code base. And on top of that, now we've got this Ethereum EVM upgrade. So that's very unique, and that I think makes DeFi chain quite special.
Yeah, it is. It's actually been around for a long time. It's actually the market cap is sitting pretty high right now. I think believe around 60 million market cap. So that's actually very good. But yeah, with the new upgrade, which is the DMC, right? And so it actually was like a cross-chain bridge to connecting Bitcoin, Ethereum, pretty much everything, right? So it's an amazing upgrade. So yeah, I think you guys picked the right chain to do it on, especially the chain says it's DeFi, right? Decentralized finance, right? So it's pretty much self-explanatory there as well. So that's really awesome. So you guys, it looks like you guys came from very extensive experience. You look around and you pretty much say, you know what, there's a lot of ways that we can improve, right? Make it more streamlined, more efficient. And here you guys are building a pretty much a platform with a bunch of financial decentralized financial products that you guys already had a huge success right out the gate. Like you mentioned, 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks. You guys did 10 million TVL, and currently right now it's sitting at 28 million TVL, which is very impressive. So now here you are launching a token with 2 more different products. So now the floor is yours, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and talk about all the products that you guys had before in depth, that'd be great. So that way, our audience understand everything about the project.
Sure. So maybe let me start and Mark can add. So for the products, I did like a short introduction before when I spoke about our kind of history when we started the first product and we evolved the platform and everything. Actually, the first product is a staking product. And the idea of this staking product is that typically what we are solving here is, I would say, a major issue in the decentralized finance space. So we are staking the stablecoin of DeFi chain. The stablecoin of DeFi chain is the DUS dollar. And the mechanism we are using is basically something users can do on their own, but it's very, very complex. So we are using a mechanism. We created a setup with smart contracts, with different bots who are moving, let's say, the funds between the chains. So between the DeFi chain and between the DeFi meta chain, which is like the second layer from DeFi chain. And typically we're using the mechanisms on DeFi chain to generate these yield for DUSD. We call it DUSD staking. Typically, if you want to do that, you have to do manually a lot of transactions. You have to, if you want to reinvest, so auto compound or compound your yield, it's also like a lot of transactions. And if you want to compound, let's say every day, you have to do these transactions every day. And we said this is the perfect example how we, with our platform, can put number one, a very easy to understand UI. So the UI is pretty much the same you see on the landing page right now. So it's very easy, very intuitive. Also, only 1 or 2 clicks to get the results. And B, we said like we have to automate everything. So what I described before, the manual transactions users have normally to do, we just automated it with different smart contracts and also with different bots. So everything is decentralized. We are completely in the decentralized way. There is no centralized platform in the background. It's really decentralized. And the overall idea was really make it easier, make it automated for the user. And this was also the reason why we have grown so quickly within the first last 2.5 weeks, just because many people saw the advantage of using our platform and especially using our first product called DUSD staking. And then the second product called the freezer product, we call it the cryo DUSD. So basically a product where you can lock your DUSD. This was actually kind of the idea that the DeFi chain community, there are some people who developed a smart contract for basically the functionality of locking the DUSD for 1 or 2 years. So you lock it up and then you get like a higher reward for that, higher yields for that. We didn't develop the smart contracts, but we said like, okay, what we can do is, because we are really good in creating UIs, creating processes around smart contracts, we just said, okay, let's build up the UI around it. And it was a mixture of, let's say, a marketing campaign and also like something for the community we are also working on, just because if people want to use this product, this smart contract, they have to go to our platform, and we get maybe other users from which haven't been on our platform so far. And this was also quite successful. Within a short period of time, this freezer product got like around 6 million DUS Dollar TVL, so also quite a lot. At the moment, there is kind of a peak. So I would say the users who wanted to invest in this product are in the product. There are some from time to time, also some new users, but most of the users are really using the staking product compared to the freezer product, because just you lock up everything for 1 or 2 years. Was really interesting for us. And the latest product, the third product, is the trading product I mentioned before for these real-world assets Mark mentioned. So the over 70 different real-world assets which are available on DeFi chain. Same issue, same topic. It's pretty complex to acquire, to buy these real-world assets, because you need a special wallet for this DeFi chain. And we just said like, okay, let's build up a user interface that it's possible to do with MetaMask or any other wallet just to buy these assets. Simple as possible, easy, automated also, because there are different possibilities to buy the token, to buy the real world assets actually. And we have like always the best route in the background. And actually this trading product, which we just published latestly, is also the base for the leverage product, because as we told you before, currently the token launch, after the token launch, there's this leverage product. I just zoom in a little bit on the screen share so you can see what I mean. This leverage product is basically also containing of the part of trading, because before you want to leverage something, you have to acquire this actual asset. So if you, let's say, if you want to go long with MicroStrategy or short MicroStrategy or whatever, or any other real world assets we have on the chain, the actual real world asset has to be acquired, or at least has to be on your kind of wallet or something. And so we just said, okay, for this big product called Leverage Booster, it's maybe a good idea to separate the functionality to offer already something. And this product was also quite successful. Little bit different approach, because we are not generating yield with this product. We are offering the functionality of buying and selling real world assets via our platform. So people can trade, they can do chart analytics or whatever, and basically based on whatever the chart or based on news, they can trade the tokens, either sell it or buy it or whatever. And these for the products for now. Maybe Seattle, has this answered your question?
It is. And I'm actually, that's really awesome that you guys have that real world assets, you know, and able to leverage on there, because like you mentioned before, and I think we all know that, that is going to be the biggest narrative for this bull run and going forward, real world assets. So I think that's going to be very popular. Okay, so that is the leverage booster, correct? Is that what the leverage is? Now, I know
Yep.
you
Yes.
have 6 categories. You have 6 different categories, or 6 different carriers of your products. So we talk about the Stack X, right? And I think that. What about, and you guys? I know that you have the Trading X. So the Trading X is pretty much a basic, pretty much a decentralized DEX. Isn't it?
It kind of. So let me jump in here. So the original real world assets, they come. So how are they created? Somebody is creating a vault on DeFi chain, and then they are minting the decentralized. They are minting the real world assets. So then the problem is the real world assets are sitting on DeFi chain. Now we had to bring them up to DeFi meta chain, and this is where we actually came in with this TradeX product. So TradeX product, without going too much into the technical details, is doing nothing else than it's, if you want to buy it on the DMC, on the EVM layer, then the TradeX product is going down on DeFi chain, grabbing the token, bringing it up to the different layer, and providing it to the wallet of the user. Maybe the trading of real world assets on DeFi chain is really interesting concept. If you think that stock exchanges are normally, they are open or closed, right? There are certain times when you just can't trade assets. But there's a lot of stuff happening when stock exchanges are closed, right? Imagine Suez Canal got blocked, or there's a war breaking out somewhere in the world, or a big company, there's an explosion in a factory, and these things gonna impact the stock price on the next day. So normally there's nothing what you can do until you more or less wait until stock exchange opens and trading starts, right? If you trade assets on blockchain, it can be done 24 hours. So that's very unique. So the play that you can do here is you see that things are gonna happen during the night, and then you can anticipate those things, and you can actually trade, you can front run the market with real world assets on the blockchain. This works absolutely fantastic. We have a trading group that is dedicating a lot of work on trading on DeFi chain, and they make really high gains in doing these things. So they are not only just trading the chart, but they are really seeing, okay, big transportation company is in trouble because, I don't know, some of their tankers got blown up. So they see that stock price gonna tank tomorrow. So what they do is they front run the market on the blockchain. And then the next morning when the stock exchange opens up and the oracles pick up the price from the exchange, then you have front run the market already. So the trading on blockchain is a little bit different. Of course, you can do the kind of conventional game where you say, okay, MicroStrategy, bull run is based on Bitcoin, it's gonna go up, and you buy it, you hold it, you sell it, whatever, but you can also front run the market. And I think this is something what a lot of people haven't really thought about yet, because that's so powerful. Imagine this like a time machine. Normally, we said before, right, buying Bitcoin, in hindsight, we should have bought more. But the problem is you don't have this time advantage. On the blockchain, you have the time advantage. You can trade something where you know it's going to go up or going to go down a couple of hours later when the stock exchange opens. And this is what makes our product also so strong, that you can go on TradeX and you can trade assets even if they're kind of stuck because the stock exchange is not changing the price right now. You trade it before, next day the exchange opens and the price gets kind of pulled to the real price out there. The trading product also offers a very interesting second functionality. Some of our assets on the blockchain are trading in a slight premium or in a slight discount. This is because of the oracles, how they are set up. So we can also see, okay, if an asset is trading in a discount at the moment on the exchange, then you can actually buy it. Then you wait until the oracles adjust the price, and then you can take advantage of these discounts and premiums as well. So the trading is a little bit different, like we know it, like if you would trade normal stocks, but it's really, really interesting way to make gains with this product.
That is actually very interesting. Wow, that's actually very interesting. Like you said, you can actually front run, right? You're actually looking at compared to the traditional world, like you said, in a way you can actually front run. But then, are you saying that I can actually have access and able to like buy all these products directly on TradeX, which is your platform? Using your platform, I can buy all this DeFi chain, pretty much have access to DeFi chain ecosystem directly on your platform, correct?
Right. And you do it through a very simple user interface. You don't need the special wallet. The big problem, like you said, is simplicity, right? And everybody more or less knows how to operate a MetaMask. And if you are able to operate MetaMask, then you can use a TradeX. So you don't have to dive down into the bits and bytes of DeFi chain. You operate on DMC, DeFi Meta chain. You use the wallet. You use our user interface. So it's really about making it accessible to everyone. Because if I tell you, download a special app or download a special wallet, and then you have to go through a different on-ramp because the asset is maybe not tradable everywhere, it makes it so complicated. A lot of people are shying away from that. But how we present it now, it's super, super accessible for everyone. And accessibility drives adoption, drives demand, and that really drives the price at the end of the day. And that's what we want to do with JavSphere, right?
I think that's going to be the key, right? Efficiency, efficiency, streamline, simplicity. I think that's what's going to drive adoptions ultimately in crypto in general. We have to make it simple, and it seems like you guys, that's like your main focus. You guys put a lot of emphasis on that, and I think that's the reason why you guys had a great success so far. Okay, so now we got the Trade X. It was actually very interesting how you put it. Pretty much front run the traditional market, right? With
absolutely.
That's actually very interesting. All right, very unique stuff. I have to really play around with that because that's actually very interesting. I think I never really thought about that, but I think now that you put in that way and how you guys built that and tying the Web3 decentralization together, it's actually very interesting that perspective, right?
And the really cool feature is, the problem is a lot of countries out there, people don't have access. They have access to internet, but they don't have access to a broker. So they can't just go on an interactive broker or wherever because there are no trading accounts. In some countries in Africa, for example, this trading of assets is not even allowed, right, by law. It's kind of, the government doesn't want that, but they have access to a blockchain because they have access to internet. So it's kind of unstoppable. So they can actually take part in trading where they haven't been able to do so. And this gives so much more possibilities and such a big user group. Of course, that's the long game, right? We always talk about bringing like these countries on board. This takes time. Of course, it takes time, but it's there. The capabilities are there, and it's borderless, and no government can regulate it. Okay, they maybe can put an IP blocker up or something like this. Then you just use a VPN. So there are always ways around, right? And it's much easier to regulate a stockbroker in a country, but you cannot stop a blockchain, right? And especially if it's running on 17,000 masternodes, good luck with stopping the chain, right? you can maybe bring down a couple of the nodes, worst case, but if you're so highly distributed around the globe, then it's unstoppable. And this is a strength that we bring to the table here. And we thought, okay, it was complicated in the past, but with us, with JavSphere, it becomes super, super easy. And you're going to see when you play around. And the user interfaces, sometimes they look super simple. And you might think that's it. But we really try to put only the necessary things in there to make it happen. Because you want to do 2 clicks and that's it, right? You don't want to have 75 parameters to dial around and then you're not sure, did I set it the right way? Simplicity is key, and you will see this in every product. That's it. People should focus on buying and selling very simplified and having the full functionalities in the background. The automation is doing the rest for you. It's kind of dummy proof concept, right? That's what we want to really do. I think that's cool.
Love it. I love it. I love the efficiency of it. And I think as we move forward here very soon here, I think people are going to put a lot of emphasis on bridging that Web3 to real world assets, which is what you guys are doing here. But it seems like you guys, taking to another steps where you want to make everything efficient, right? And I think that's going to be the key. That's going to be the key for adoptions. Yeah, I'm very interested on this TradeX platform. I would be checking it out for sure. Now let's go back to StakeX, guys. Now I know we all hear of staking, right? And now every project has staking. Let's dive deeper into that. Currently, right now, what differentiates you guys? And let's get into maybe some of the numbers. What's the APR, maybe APY? How does that look like?
Yeah, so the APR is depending on we are not like deciding on the APR. It's basically the functionality we are using from the DeFi chain. So at the moment, when we started the product, there were like 80% APR on that. And And because of we can do like auto compounding, we offered not only APR, we offered also APY. At the moment, there is like a phase where it's like a little bit lower, meaning like something around 10 to 5%, depending on the day, but still like better than just holding your DUSD. But the main feature actually of StakeX is really that we just said we want to have the functionality for our token. And we need the same UI for our token and everything. And so our token is called JAV, like the first three letters of JavSphere. And this was also the reason why we said, okay, the first product, the DUSD staking product, is like the perfect example for it. Was like there was a need on the market. There is still a need on the market. We can combine a couple of tasks we have to do anyway. So creating an overview, creating a platform, creating a UI for a staking product. And especially for our token, it will be a huge thing, just that people have directly a benefit, a utility of the token. So not only buying the token, but also as soon as the product is ready, they can stake it. And the overall idea is, if you compare it to, we looked at a lot of products and platforms on the market, is really the simplicity. It is at the end one click and you're within the staking product, one click and you are without, or you can move your funds out of the staking product, and it's simply as that. So we started with that. It was actually our first product, but right now the focus is really on the token, and especially the next part, that the token, our own token, is also stakeable via this product.
So the token, you can actually stake the token.
Yes.
Now I want to go back. I want to go back to the token, all the functions that it's because right now you guys have a lot of DeFi products out there, right? And I'm assuming that the token is going to play a very crucial part on tying it all together, right? Or there would not be any value, because it seems like you already have a successful platform already. Now I want to go back to that later, maybe that later, but I do want to go through the rest of your 6 products there. Now on the next one that you have is the crypto vault. What is that? What's the crypto vault that I'm seeing on here?
So
yeah. Mark, you.
Maybe do a quick sidestep here. Where were the names coming from, right? When we started our first product, or the idea about the platform, we thought we want to do automation, and the beginning of our team was actually called Cashflow Butler. We wanted to create a butler who helps you to create cash flow. And we were looking for a name of the Cashflow Butler. So we came up, everybody knows Iron Man, Marvel comics out there. So we said Jarvis was the AI helper of Iron Man. So we thought, let's call the platform Jarvis. But then we found out Jarvis is a name that is taken and we cannot use it. So we did a slight change. We came up with Javlis. And then out of Javlis, we thought Javlis is a nice name, but we wanted to create something so much bigger. We wanted to create a whole sphere of crypto and DeFi products. So that's why the name was turned from Javlis into JavSphere, right? So that you also understand where the name came from. And then we said, okay, how should the token be called? It's called JAV. And that's why all these names and why the whole look and feel of the platform is also a little bit like sci-fi, sphere, you see it, the colors that we chose is kind of implying this very futuristic look and feel. So that's why we came up with the name Cryo Vault. Cryo Vault is actually a freezing product. So what is a freezing product normally doing in general? You lock up your funds over a certain period of time, and you create, the longer you lock it up, the more yield you can earn, the more rewards you will get. Why is a freezing product for a platform super, super important? Because we know people have tokens, and the best thing is if they hold their asset. Holding an asset drives demand on the market, because if tokens are locked up, there's less demand there's demand on the market, but less supply on the market. And that normally drives the price, right? And that's what we all want to see. Crypto should not only be a speculative game, but at the end of the game, if I invest into a token, I want to see the price rise, right? Otherwise, we would not invest in a certain token. So that's why the Cryo Vault is a very important tool to bind liquidity, to bind the token to make the token stuck in wallets, that people are also not just, oh, the price goes down, I have to sell. Oh, the price goes up, I have to sell as well because I want to take profit. So that's why the cryo vault is going to offer you the opportunity. You lock up your tokens, you generate more rewards. And that's why the cryo vault is a very essential tool for us. We're also going to talk about this a little bit in a couple of minutes when we talk about the JAV token launch, because we work a lot with these freezer functionalities, because we want to help people to create more rewards. If they are on the other side, it's always give and take, right? We give them more rewards, we give them yield, but on the other side, they give us actually a little bit more time. They lock up their tokens, and this normally drives the demand outside a lot up. So this is why the cryo vault is super essential. It's pretty basic. I think we've seen lock products or freezer products out there. The cryo vault is doing something else. It's doing more or less the same, and you're going to have different time periods how you can lock that up. It's not 100% defined how we're going to do the lockup periods yet, but we want to create it very dynamic, because there's certain appetite for locking up tokens. Some people say, okay, I believe long time, I want to lock it up for 4 years, but other people say I want to lock it up for a week, 2 weeks, a month, or a different period of time. And this is actually what the cryo vault is going to do. And all other tokens that we're going to incorporate in our platform. And what you see today is like really the beginning, right? We're going to go in the future, we're going to go onto more chains and we're going to add more assets. This freezer product is going to be able to handle different tokens as well, especially if they're yield generating, and then the functionality going to just spill over to all of these other tokens. So that sums it up more or less for the cryo vault product.
Awesome. I appreciate you giving me the backstory there. I thought it was actually a typo. I thought it was a crypto vault. So I appreciate the backstory.
yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And we, like you said, that's going to tie to the token, which we speak on that towards the end of AMA, because that's what this AMA is about, because they are getting ready to launch the token, and they're in the pre-sale phase right now, which is the last phase right now. But we put more emphasis towards the end of the AMA here. Now, the last one I have, I think we cover everything else. We covered the Trade X. I think we all have a pretty good understanding what that is. Autopilot, again, is pretty much a portfolio manager, rebalancing your assets so that way you can earn the highest yield out there. So we're talking about that. And I think the only thing that we have not talked about is the yield fusion that I see on there on your product there.
I love the yield fusion. Yeah. Let me talk about the yield fusion quickly. So yield fusion is the name comes out of yield and fusion of different products. So what are we intending to do with that? There are a lot of really cool yield generating products out there, and a lot of new products and projects are coming to DeFi Meta Chain now, right? And we said, we see ourselves as like the intermediary between all these different projects. So let's say if project A is launching a kick-ass yield generating products, then we not want to go against this product with our products. We want to incorporate their functionalities. And what yield fusion is doing, it's going to take the best parts of different products on DeFi Meta Chain, and maybe possibly also out of other chains, and bringing these products into our yield fusion product and kind of fusion these things together. It's like, imagine you have 3 or 4 different products out there, and the customer doesn't have to think, okay, on what platform am I going now? Which product am I using? They just come to us as a single point of entry to DeFi Meta Chain, and they can invest into yield fusion. There are going to be several sub products, and they can use the functionalities of all these other projects out there. Because simplicity again, right? Do you go to platform A, B, C, or D? No, you come to JavSphere, because on JavSphere you have access to these products. So there's a word out there, liquidity aggregation in some way, right? We bring these things into the JavSphere, and you can operate it out of the JavSphere. So it makes it so much more easier. We want to be like a central point where people come in and they have so much more functionalities. This might not be our direct products, but we take the best bits and pieces. And that's a cool thing is with smart contracts, they are public domain, right? You can actually access these smart contracts through our platform, and we fusion them together. We weld them together in a product, and it gives you so much more opportunities. And the more projects are coming to DeFi Meta Chain, and it's a really strongly growing ecosystem, the more products we're gonna have. So I don't want to say we steal their products. We help them actually to bring liquidity to their products, but we go through our interface. And we can put rewards in the JAV token on these products. We can use their tokens that come out for rewards. We can blend and mix everything together. So it's a very open concept. And the best thing is we are best buddy with everybody, because we help all these other projects to drive their liquidity. And nothing is better than to have a lot of friends out there in the ecospace, and you're not direct competitor, right? So it makes it so much easier to say, hey, buddy, can you help me? You have a great product. We want to implement it. We're going to mix our rewards into it. So it gives us a lot of more functionality than just saying we build only our own products. We really want to bring everybody together, like a very friendly approach. So everybody can be friend in JavSphere, and it gives our customers so much more access to different things out there, because we see other products are great. They might don't have such a great interface. So come to our interface is the simplest in the area. Come to us and we help you out. And I think this is a fantastic product, and this is going to grow dramatically over the next couple of years. So that's Yield Fusion.
Awesome. Awesome. Very, very clear explanation on that. So pretty much to sum it up, you guys connecting your own service, own product to external product to amplify the yield for your investors or for your user in your platform, within your platform, all in one. So that's actually pretty cool. All right. So now I think that covers pretty much all the 6 DeFi products that I see you guys have on there. Now let's put emphasis on why we're here today, and we're just your token, right? Your launch of the token, and this is what you guys are raising money for. And I know that you guys had a very successful couple races so far, maybe 1 or 2. Before we go really in depth on the token, let's talk about the races. Like, how many rounds have you guys had, and how much money have you guys raised so far?
Yeah, I can start. First important part is we are raising the money not for us, for the project. It's basically, we call it a liquidity bootstrapping event. So we are not doing an ICO here. We were funded last year with early stage investors and VCs. And the idea of this pre-sale at the moment we are doing, or the so-called liquidity bootstrapping event, is mainly to get liquidity for the DEX and the TEX. So basically for the pool pairs we are using, which we're later on using for trading the JAV token. And this is basically what we are doing right now. We have 3 rounds in total. The first round, I just published or just opened the News BTC article, was 2 weeks ago. Pretty successful, because literally we opened the round and we had to stop it after 1 block or something. Basically in under 2 minutes the round was closed. Round about 700k, which was swapped for JAV token. So yeah, round about 700k people have used to swap for the JAV token. We were completely overwhelmed that it was like over in under 2 minutes, because initially we thought like, okay, it will be quick, because we had like a strong community already. We had a lot of users who want to be part of the platform, be part of this token launch, and be part of the token journey. But it was like completely overwhelming to have the round closed after 2 minutes. And the second round was basically 1 week ago. And we offered 4 times more token to swap. So way more token than in the first round, but we closed also in under 3 minutes. So it was also pretty successful. In that time, it was round about 3.9 or something million we raised. The idea also for that is it's basically all later on going into the liquidity. So in the pool pairs we are offering, so JAV and different other pairs, which will be then connected. And the last chance actually to be part in the token launch will be tomorrow. So basically in my time zone, it's today. So it's Wednesday afternoon, German time zone or European time zone. It's in the US, or let's say on the continent most of you guys are basically in the morning time zone. We assume that there won't be the high time pressure that you have to be like within the first 1 or 2 minutes. But the overall idea is in this token launch, in this pre-sale, you get the best price. So the price will be way lower than the later DEX listing price, and there will be also a lot of benefits. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later. But the main driver really why people want to go in is that they really get the best price, and yeah, they can be part of the journey. The earlier they move in also for tomorrow, so the first people who will swap to the JAV token, they will get the best price during the phase tomorrow. And if it will be over tomorrow or like in the first few hours or first few days, we don't know. But we assume also that there are pretty many people who just didn't have the chance last phase, or external people who want to just also, they heard from the project and want to go in right now. So if you want to join, feel free to go to our landing page. There is a lot of documentation. Seattle, you mentioned the white paper. White paper is published. We have a lot of documentation on our docs page and everything. But the overall idea is 2 phases were over already, and probably the last phase will be tomorrow, 3 p.m. European time zone or in the morning US time zone.
Let me that was a pretty good start, Sebastian. Thanks. Let me talk a little bit how we're gonna do this, what tokens are possible to swap against JAV token, and what's gonna happen with your JAV token that you maybe acquire in this token swap. If that's okay, Seattle, then I would continue with that.
Yes, please.
Okay, so first of all, the only thing you need to participate is a MetaMask or any kind of wallet that connects to our platform. There are a ton out there. We saw 95% are using MetaMask anyway. So the assets you need to swap would be USDT Tether. You can either go from Ethereum blockchain or from Binance Smart Chain. A lot of people prefer Binance Smart Chain because transaction fees are lower. But also Ethereum really depends on what time you are coming in. Sometimes the fees are higher, sometimes lower. You guys are all pros, you know that. You could also use DFI, what is the native token of DeFi chain. But I think most people who are coming outside from DeFi chain are gonna normally use Tether to come in. What we are also doing is that if you have several options to swap the JAV token. So all the tokens are going to go into a so-called vesting contract. That means everybody who buys in the pre-sales here will have 2 options. You can have a 10 months vesting period or you can have a 20 months vesting period. Why did we do this? We believe that it's very healthy if the earlier investors, they are kind of locked up in a vesting contract, because what we want to avoid is you get the token for a far cheaper price, then it goes on to a DEX. Normally the price
Lord,
I think we lost Mark. I can continue, so no worries here. We always typically try to distribute the content on both of us. So he wanted to explain a little bit about the vesting idea. So overall for the tokenomics, maybe let me add that first. We have team token, we have early stage investor token, but our tokens are basically vested over 4 years. And for the community, we just said, okay, the community has also a vesting, but a very interesting vesting. This is also what I'm sharing right now. So there is a block vesting. So as soon as you are buying the JAV token, you have either the choice between a 10-month or a 20-month vesting. This sounds long, but the idea is it's a block by block vesting, meaning that you, after every block on the chain we are using, you get a certain amount of your tokens which you can claim. And the idea is that all of these tokens, and you see that here in the dotted line, all of the acquired tokens are working for you. So they are in a so-called vesting freezer. They are in the freezer product, and they generate with 100% of the capital, they are generating rewards for you. So we thought about that to have like kind of a perfect scenario for all parties who are involved in the token. So either early stage investors, either advisors or the team, and especially the community, that it's kind of fair. And especially the 10-month vesting option offers way more tokens compared to the 10-month vesting option. So it makes always a good point to especially you have to think about it, but especially for tomorrow for the tether option, if you go in with the 20-month vesting option, there the multiplier will start at 2.5, meaning that you get 2.5 times more JAV token compared to the 10-month vesting option. And if you do the math, you're right, the 20-month option makes more sense. So this is kind of like the idea of the setup. But the multiplier I just mentioned, so the multiplier who gives you more token for the 20-month option will go down during the token launch. So during tomorrow, we will offer 60 million JAV token to swap. And after 10 million JAV token, the multiplier goes down by 0.2. So the idea is always the quicker you are, the better the price is. Also with the price, we start tomorrow with 0.06 US dollar, meaning 6 cents. And the price also increases every 10 million JAV token by 0.2 cents. So we start with 6 cents, then 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, and so on and so on. So everything is done with the smart contracts. The smart contracts are audited, but the overall idea is basically everyone can swap with Tether. Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum. And the only choice you have to make is either going for 10-month vesting or 20-month vesting. And I think Mark is back.
Yeah, thanks for that there. Wow. I mean, you guys had a very successful 3 rounds already. A total of 4.6 million USD, correct? And that's in USD, right?
Yes, correct.
Wow, that is actually very impressive. And you said that you guys are offering 60 million JAV token tomorrow. Now you mentioned that the price changes as it goes on, but can you give a rough estimate? What is that in USD? You know?
Yeah. So the price will start at 0.06 USD, which is $6 and will raise up to $7. And the later DEX listing is minimum $8. But as I said, especially for the 20-month vesting option, you get way more tokens. So you still have the same price in your overview in our webpage, but basically you get with the start of the phase, you get 2.5 times more tokens. So you either have to reduce the token price in your head just to make the math correctly, or you just say, okay, I get just way more tokens. But the overall idea is the price, especially with the 20-month vesting option, is way cheaper than the DEX listing price and also the SEX listing price.
Okay, so you get 2.5 times more tokens on the 20 months vesting period. Okay, so you do have options if you guys were to buy it tomorrow, which is the 10 months and the 20 months.
Correct.
So 20 months, 2.5x more tokens, and it's pretty much slowly. You can slowly claim over the next 4 years, correct?
So the community, so the guys who are swapping tomorrow, they can claim over the 10-month or the 20-month. But basically for the other parties who are like started the project, they have a vesting period of over 4 years. So we always have the aim to do this long term, so not like short term thing. And this is the reason why the team and the basically the early stage investors, they have a 4-year vesting. They don't have this vesting freezer thing where you generate rewards directly. It's like a typical 4-year vesting.
Okay, so the team has 4-year vesting. Okay, so that's a lot.
Right.
That's a long. Okay, so 20 months. Okay. Now you had mentioned that on your second round or third round, you guys raised 3.9 million, which those people have 4x more of the tokens than the previous round. what was the decision behind that? Because the 700K, I'm just kind of curious because that approach almost like different than most of the approaches that I see out there. But usually they get more incentive in the very beginning, but you guys did that on the second round, 4x instead. What was the thought process behind that?
So it's not a 4x. It's basically the 4x was meaning the first round was 15 million token. The second round was 60 million token. But the price in the first round was the best. So we just said, okay, we want to offer the initial phase, kind of like an inner core community phase. You had to do some quests for that. You have to qualify. You had to qualify for this first phase. And we just said the amount is really limited. So the best price was definitely in the first round, but it was really, really limited. So a lot of people didn't have the chance to swap during this first phase. We just said we want to make the first phase pretty small, just to get started, to see how the community is adopting to it and everything. It was pretty successful. So we said like for the next phase, but it was planned like that, we offer 4 times more tokens. So this was the idea. And right now the phase tomorrow is offering the same amount of the token as last time. The price is a little bit higher tomorrow than last time, but there is no big difference. So it's just like we started the first phase with 4 cents, ended with 5 cents. Last phase was going from 5.5 to 6 cents, and tomorrow 6 to 7 cents.
Okay, yeah, I misunderstood. I thought they just get more tokens, but it's not the case. Just you guys just have more tokens to offer. That was it. Okay,
this is correct. So they had to put more liquidity to swap these 60 million tokens. So best price was definitely first phase. Yeah, and but the offer is still very attractive because the price increase was not that huge.
Right. Wow. Well, you guys doing a heck of a job over there. 4.6 million raised already, and they go in the last round tomorrow. If I have to make the assumption of based off how fast you guys sold out in the first 3 rounds, yeah, I think it's going to go out pretty fast. Now, let's say everything goes according to the plan here, Sebastian. What would be your initial market cap is, you think? Rough estimate.
Yes. So if we have like 2 billion token in total. The total supply is 2 billion. So it's limited to that. If you look at the amount we will raise, we will probably be at something around 6 to 7 million. It depends tomorrow on which vesting period the people are going for. So depending on 20-month or 10-month vesting, it's either more token we give out for less liquidity, which is coming in. As I said, for the 20-month option, you have the 2.5 multiplier, which gives you way more token than for the 10-month vesting option. So we are not sure at the end how much liquidity we will get after the phase, which is starting tomorrow. But the overall idea, we plan to have something between $6 to $7 million in total. Which will be then distributed, or which was sold around 140 million tokens. So the community distribution was 140 million token. In total, we have to calculate with 2 billion token, which are over the course of 4 years will be distributed to the token holders and everything, or held by the community. So this would be, depending on which price you're calculating, if you go for the DEX price, for example, this would be a market cap round about 160 million, the total market cap, but the tokens are not yet distributed. So the major token distribution will happen over the course of the next 4 years, which is then being the inflation coming from the token rewards. I can also share that if you want, because we have it also all documented in the tokenomics in our white paper. So you see there is like the token inflation, which is going down from 312 million to 78 million in year 4. And the overall idea is that especially, our products are generating revenue at the moment, or generating fees at the moment. The fees from the JavSphere platform are not going to us as the team or something. They will be distributed to all JAV token holders. So in modern English, or in modern terms, you would say it's real yield. and our products are generating real yield already. This is a crucial part because we just said the system can't work without real yield. And this was also the idea why we started the platform first and not the token first, just to show the audience, our community, and basically the investors out there that our platform is capable of really creating real yield and not only the dream of creating real yield.
Very awesome. Yeah, I love everything's laid out for you to see there on the tokenomics. So you guys can actually look at the numbers and what percent is being allocated to and where it's going. Now, like at launch, like what is the percent of the total 2 billion tokens that would be on the circulating? Do you have the number?
Yeah. So as I said, we at the moment we are offering around about 150 million tokens to the community, which will be not vested fully at the start, because at the beginning there is only the tokens which will be available for the liquidity in the DEX pool pairs, and this is depending on how much liquidity we put into the liquidity pools. So roughly estimation is that there will be around 10 to 20 million token on the market, maybe little bit less. It really depends on how big we want to make the pool pairs. But at the beginning there is, because all of the tokens are in the vesting, so the community tokens are in the vesting, but also and especially the investor tokens and also the team tokens, they are all of them are vested or in the vesting. So we have like a really low initial supply of the JAV token, which will be tradable on the DEX and on the TEX. So as I said, 10 to 20 million, depending also on the raise tomorrow. So if there is way more liquidity coming in tomorrow, could be, then the pool pairs will be way bigger. Has the big advantage that there is no much of a price fluctuation on the pool pairs, but we will probably start with smaller pool pairs. So putting the Tether and the other currencies we are using for swap, they will be like the main driver of how many JAV token we will put on the market. And these tokens are also coming from a pot which is reserved within the community distribution. So the idea is, for the community distribution, we reserved 240 million token, but we are only selling 150 million. A big part is burned because we see we don't have to sell that much token, and the other part will be used for the liquidity. So this will be 10 to 20 million on the pool pairs.
I see. You mentioned that the money raised here is going to be mainly focused on the DEX and the SEX. Now, given that you guys have raised 4.6 million already, have you guys had any talks to any centralized exchanges yet?
Yes, and we have also signed 2 contracts already. We are, as you obviously know, we are not allowed to talk about that, but basically this will be like a step directly, not one day after the token launch, but pretty soon after the token launch, because we need that for external liquidity, for opening up the markets and everything. So there will be not only one, but multiple SEXs which will offer the JAV token to swap, however, or to buy with Tether and other currencies. And yes, so stay tuned for the news. We try to announce it as soon as possible. So as soon as basically the contracts are signed, but we wait for the go of the centralized exchanges.
Okay, guys,
sorry,
the connection.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, look, Mark. Welcome back.
Okay, hi. Sorry, the connection was dropping out. It's really crappy in the hotel here in Tokyo. Sorry for that. I think the overall plan here in this token launch and how we're gonna start like actually trading on SEXs and DEXs is really, so first bringing enough tokens in supply to the people who participate in the token launch. Then the liquidity is going to be provided. The liquidity provider tokens are going to be locked up, so the team has no access to these tokens anymore. This is really important. means the liquidity sits on the DEX and we cannot remove the DEX, the funds from the DEX and run away with it. It's locked in. The liquidity provider tokens are kind of burnt, and the fees that are coming out of these DEX trading pairs are gonna be distributed to the token holders. So we are not taking any proceeds from the raise here. It's really important to make it tradable. And then the next step is that the tokens, like Sebastian explained in detail already, are vested, what gives a lot of downside protection that nobody with a big bag can dump very quickly. And the tokens are going to be released like very slowly, but block by block. What is also good. And at the same time, we can build up the new products. That means if the tokens are free, people can really use them in more products. That also gives a lot of protection that people are not just buying it and selling it in the next moment, because they're going to see they can earn nice and juicy rewards in the products. That also helps with stability in the price, because what we really wanted to avoid is that we have this hockey stick pattern where the price goes up like absolutely bananas at the beginning, and then everybody just sells off, and then you kind of flatline, and it takes months or sometimes years until the price goes up. It's really all built, and that's why the tokenomics are a little bit special. We looked at a couple of really really well designed tokenomics and products out there, that it should be a sustainable, nice price increase and drive the price up over the long time. And adding more and more utility also helps that people just dump the coin on the market. So it's really a long time play here. And I hope we learned from the best, and it really materializes like we planned it. But we are very positive. The feedback that we got from a lot of entities said it's very well designed. So there's not going to be a big pump and dump here. Hopefully, of course, the price is going to go up because we're going to go on the DEXs, we're going to go on the SEXs, and it's very limited supply in the beginning. So people are going to buy it. Price going to nicely increase over time. And then, the vesting starts, and then people can use the product. So we see a really nice, smooth rise up in the price over the next couple of months here.
Yeah, I definitely can see the strategies. With the vesting period now, did you guys have any VCs on round 1 or round 2? Because usually that's what it's required, right? For like VCs to come in, you gotta have vesting, or that's just a strategic plan that you guys have going on.
Yeah, so yes. We had like early stage investors last year coming into the project with the 4-year vesting, and there were like kind of high net worth individuals, but also VCs for the phases we did so far. So the token launch phases 2 weeks ago and last week. At the end, we don't know because it's like decentralized and we only see the addresses. So basically the MetaMask addresses, and we don't have like a KYC or something. Could be the case that there are some VCs inside, but as far as what we know is basically we only know the early stage investors who came in last year with the 4-year vesting. So no idea for the token phase, but could be.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So the people came in last year, they have 4-year vesting.
Right.
Now, my last question on this for you guys is so tomorrow you guys offer 2 vesting options. The prior rounds, were there any vesting as well or no?
Yes, same conditions, also 10-month or 20-month vesting, and the vesting is starting on the same date. So it's not that people who are joined in earlier have an earlier vesting or something. We just said like the best approach, in our opinion, is that the only difference compared to the last round is that the price right now is a little bit higher, but still like way cheaper than the DEX listing price. But the rest is definitely the same. We have like a couple of cool features. So for example, if you are joining in the phase tomorrow and you are reaching a little bit more tokens or a certain amount of tokens, there is on one point the quantity bonus. So the more tokens you buy, the more tokens you get additionally as bonus tokens. And the really cool thing is that we have like a so-called contribution bonus. I think in your announcement for the AMA tonight, you basically put also the links to that. But the idea is really the more token you buy, there are some so-called raffle tickets or contribution bonus tickets. And what we will do is basically at the end, we have a pot of $10,000 in JAV token, and we put them to all the people who have participated with the tickets. And third item is, which is pretty cool, there will be an NFT. So for all people who exceed or reach a certain amount of US dollar, which they swap into our JAV token, there will be a so-called JAV Infinity Pass. And with this Infinity Pass, this will be basically your entry card to a lot of benefits on our platform. For example, you get more rewards on our JAV staking, on JAV freezing, and a couple of other products, and way more benefits. This will be a third item. And last but not least, there is like a ref code out there for you guys. So we created a special ref code for your community. And if you're using this ref code, there is a cool advantage for you just because you get 1% more tokens. So 4 different benefits. The quantity bonus, the contribution bonus, the Infinity Pass, and last but not least, the referral code. I think, I don't know, Seattle, I think you put it already in the announcement of the AMA, right? Or we can also post it later, depending on what you want to do.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I'll verify that with you just to make sure that we have the right code. If it's not, then we'll work it out, and I'll make sure I'll pin it for sure. And just to remind everybody, we do have an 80% demographic still in the United States. I had to use a VPN to access the website. So if you guys are interested in the project, you have to use the VPN. Maybe I'll type out the VPN that I use. It's actually very cheap and it works really good. But you definitely need to use the VPN in order to access the website because we're in the United States. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Man, this is, I think you guys doing a heck of a job. I think everything is actually planned strategically. And I think the reason why you guys are doing very well with your pre-sale here is because looking at the TVL, right, it's 28 million locked up already. So you guys have proven your business concept. This is not something that, just other projects where they just, kind of like what you say there, they just kind of go out there and just launch and hoping to raise money to start bidding. You guys actually have proved your business concept with 28 million TVL. And I think the amount you guys raised, I think kind of reflects that, right? So congratulations.
Thanks. I think there's a lot of this German thinking coming into the game here. Germans like to plan everything really, really precisely, and I think this is where Sebastian and Igor really come in. And we really wanted to show the capabilities first before we go into the token raise, because talk is cheap, execution is so much more difficult. And I hope that's the winning strategy here for everybody participating also in the token launch, that they can see that there's something out there. It really works. It's not just a dream. Dreams are fantastic, but having something that really works is a cool thing. And how we designed the tokenomics, I think it's a really fair system. So yeah, we would be really happy to have you on board.
Yeah. So I think 100%, I can definitely can see that through your AMA here. We go into a 1.5 hours already, and I felt like I still have a lot of energy. I can keep on going. I mean, it's been a great AMA. You guys had presented the project very well. You guys doing a heck of a job. But let's touch on the tokens. The last, on the token again, really fast. So I assume that the token is going to be like the fuel that connects everything into your ecosystem, correct? So for the people that are listening right now, you guys have proven your concept. You guys are actually earning yields, 28 million TVL, which is crazy. The question is, what would be the benefits? If you guys just few sentences, what can I do with the tokens?
Very, very happy to do so. Thanks for mentioning that. We nearly missed this. Normally, this is something that we really talk really in depth. So we said, why should somebody buy a token, right? We want to avoid that it's only a speculative object. I mean, a meme coin is a fantastic thing. I love meme coins. I hold a couple of them. But we are in the DeFi space. So it's not about just having the thing and buying and selling it. It should have a ton of utility. Why is utility so important? We think utility is absolutely necessary for the long-term play that people really hold on to the token because they can use it for something, right? And so the JAV token was designed as a utility token, and there's not going to be anything on the platform where the JAV token is not going to be included. So either if you want to access a product, like kind of as an access token that gives you access to a different service or product, all our fees are then paid in token, or you need the JAV token to actually participate in the product. All the rewards are going to be paid out in the JAV token, and there's a DAO structure planned further down the line where you're going to be part of this decentralized autonomous organization where there's going to be voting on project fees and all that stuff. And if you hold your JAV token, if you have them in staking and freezing, you can also participate in these decisions. So the JAV token is really kind of the glue of all the products. It helps us, of course, to incentivize people with the JAV token, but also say if you want to use a product, then you need the JAV token. So there's no way around it. And I think that's really, really important, because if you see the products are successful, the platform is cool, there's a lot of benefits out there using it, then people are really going to be in need of the JAV token. And that drives, of course, the demand. And we all love if the demand goes up, because this also helps us normally in make more gains. So this is really, really important. So everything is, we call it sometimes the fuel, we sometimes call it sometimes the glue, but the JAV token is going to be absolutely essential for everything on the platform. And this is not so obvious yet, because at the beginning, I mean, we didn't have the JAV token, so we had to maneuver around that. But now when the JAV token is then available, then everything is going to be with the JAV token. No JAV token, no access, no rewards, no fees. So that's really important. And that, I think, is the most important thing. Utility, utility, utility. And every product that you add will utilize the token as well. So the larger the platform gets, the more yield fusion products we're going to have. It's all be JAV token. And I think that's the most important thing. And that's, I think, actually why you should hold the JAV token, because it's a fast growing ecosystem, and there you need the token. So otherwise, no utility, actually no value. I think utility is really key here.
Very, very well said. Well said there. I mean, the only thing that I have left for you guys is, given that how strategic you guys are with the 10 months vesting and the 20 months vesting, I assume that you guys also have the roadmap planned accordingly to ensure that to that period there will be, straight up dump, right? So let's talk about the roadmap really quick. What do you guys have going on? I think we kind of touch on the two utilities coming out right after the token. But are there any other things that you guys want to touch on as far as the roadmap leading to the vesting period?
Yeah, sure. So the idea is that, as we said earlier, there will be the DEX and the TEX listing pretty soon after the token launch, which is like just a main driver for ongoing topics. There will be also a big marketing campaign after the token launch. So before the token launch is after the token launch. And then there will be like our staking product mid of the year, and also like the freezing product. So we call it StakeX for JAV, and Cryo JAV, that you can do something with your JAV token. And then it's the very important part is the leverage booster. The leverage booster is basically planned to have it in summer this year, which is like the possibility to leverage the real world assets, long, short, with leverage in both directions. This will be like a crucial part where we are working already right now. And maybe it's earlier on the market, but we plan to have it in August. And then there will be like the other products, especially the Autopilot end of the year, and Yield Fusion also end of the year. So the idea is really bringing not only like the token on the market, but also during the time making the token usable, not only that you receive like yield and something like that, and rewards via that, but also you can, for all the products we mentioned before, for the leverage booster, for the Autopilot, and also for the Yield Fusion, as Mark mentioned before, there is also the need, if you want to use these products, you have to somehow have a certain amount of JAV token either in the staking or in the freezer or you just have to do something within the product with the JAV token. So the JAV token plays a crucial role in all of the products. And at the end, all the fees which are generated through the products will be distributed directly to the token holders via this mechanism. So with the fees we are generating, we buy back our token, and then the token will be distributed to the token holders. 50% is distributed, the other 50% is burned directly.
Awesome. All right, guys, I'm actually going through a lot of the questions right now. So, we have a lot of questions. There's actually, if underneath your banner, and which is the room that we're in right now, you look in the comment section, there are a lot of questions on there. And as I'm going through here right now, I see a lot of questions that actually we have covered in depth already, but it's actually one question that is actually going to stand out here that we have not touched on it. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys that question really quick here. Where did I see that here? Okay, right here it says, can you elaborate on how JAV token holders exercise governance within the JavSphere ecosystem and what impact this may have on the platform's future development?
Yes, so the idea is that we, it's also, I mean, you see it on the added value of the token. There will be a DAO structure. Not very soon, but midterm, probably end of the year, beginning of next year. And within this DAO structure, you have the possibility as token holder to decide on certain elements. So just to give you one example, the idea of using the platform fees to 100% buy back the JAV token, burn 50% and distribute 50% to the token holders, especially this number 50-50 is this is something the DAO will vote later on. So it could be also 75-25 or whatever. At the moment, we made the decision to do it like 50-50, but this is something in the near future people or JAV token holders can vote on. And also different products, upcoming products, something like that, the roadmap, the strategy. So there is like a crucial part, but we said like before we want to offer this voting power to the token holders, the platform has to be almost fully developed. The products have to be out there, because this is nothing you can do completely decentralized. This has to be like, there has to be like the founder team behind with the strategy. But as soon as the DAO structure is available, there will be a lot of parts to vote for.
Thanks for that answer there. So yes, so they are working on the DAO structure there as well, using the token. Awesome. Now I do have a question. There's another question. I think we might have touched on that, but I'm going to go ahead and read it again here. How many users does JavSphere currently have?
Yes. So we talk with addresses, with active addresses, because we are not a centralized platform. In a centralized platform, you typically can do a KYC and you have an email address or any kind of identifier. For us, it's basically active addresses. From what we receive from our community as feedback, there are not many people who have multiple addresses. So typically we say if there are 2,000 or more than 2,000 active addresses, we assume there are around 2,000 active users out there.
Awesome. And 28 million TVL. So I think that's a number that's actually a very crucial number. There's a question here. I'm not sure what Shio means by this, but it says, why is DeFi currently suspended on MetaChain? Is that a relevant question? Or you guys know of?
Why is DeFi suspended on MetaChain? Mark, do you know what this question could mean?
No, I don't know. No, it's fully functional and working. We've seen that sometimes when you add DFI to your MetaMask, then sometimes there was some kind of an error message that said it's not, that there was a warning, because I think it was kind of a new token. It's fully functional. Unfortunately, Ego is not here, but we can happily provide that information later. No, it's fully working. There's no known issue, so transactions, everything is going really smoothly at the moment. It's definitely not suspended. It could be that there was an error message before, I don't know. But we're gonna note that down, and we're gonna provide that information. But it's all working. Not that I'm aware of that there's something not working at the moment.
Thank you. And I've read this. I've read the answer to this already. I think I don't know the answer to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and read. KF asked this question here. What measures have been taken to ensure security of JAV's token holders? I'm pretty sure that all your contracts been audited.
Yes, absolutely. So we did audits on all the contracts. We got a pretty good rating. Of course, there are always minor issues in every smart contract. If there wouldn't be an issue, then it would look like that that the audit company actually didn't do their job. We have a very good audit company based out. I think it's a mixed team, US and Germany, who did this. Tiny little brands. The contracts are all audited, and they have been rated very, very quality-wise, very highly. So we took big emphasis on that to audit all the contracts, because at the end, it's our investors, our customers, our community's money. We want to be really, really careful with that. All audited, all secure, everything multi-sig. So security is really, really a high concern here. Because, I mean, we are DeFi, we are not a bank, but I mean, DeFi is kind of a replacement for banks, right? We want to go with the highest standards here, and you can be assured everything has been audited. They're all public. The code is public, so everybody can have a look in it. We are not a black box, so it's really all open out there. So yeah, feel free to check out the contracts, feel free to check out the audit reports and everything. It's all in the documentation. Yeah, it's very, very transparent.
And on top of that, we as a team are also KYC docs. So this is like this was part of not part of the audit, but we said like, this is important for us. I mean, you see our pictures in the Telegram profiles, but we are real people, and this was proven by the audit company.
Okay, guys, I think I'm going through this, and I'm going to take the last question here. Seems like a lot of the questions that you guys input in the comment section, I believe they have all been answered. But this is actually a pretty good question here. It says, how does the block vesting mechanism work in practice? Can you explain how the users can claim a portion of the acquired tokens after each block in the row of the vesting freezer and maximizing utility in the vesting period?
Yeah, very happy to do so. So the block vesting, when we thought about how do we do the vesting, right? We didn't want to do a vesting where we have big unlock events where normally a lot of liquidity gets free and they normally get dumped onto the market. That's why we said we use a block vesting. Block vesting works. So the block time is about 30 seconds on DeFi chain. So we have to go with the block time of DeFi chain. And if you contribute in the community distribution event, and let's say you choose a 10 months vesting period, then just take the amount of tokens you have over the next 10 months. And then you can just divide it by 30 seconds. And then you actually know how many tokens gonna be unlocked in the contract for you. And then what you do, you go on the website, on our app page, and there's going to be a claim button, and then these tokens is going to be claimable. So every claim is a transaction. The cool thing is on DeFi chain, transaction fees are super, super low because it's a fraction of the DFI token. So then you're going to claim. Normally, I would recommend that you not claim every block, because then fees you have to pay fees for every claim that you do. But we talk about really, these are, I don't know, hundreds of a cent or something like this. And normally what people are going to do, most likely they're going to claim on a weekly basis or every couple of days. So the smart contract unlocks the tokens. You're going to see a green claim button. You press on the claim button. You're going to confirm the transaction on your MetaMask wallet. And then the tokens are actually going to be put into your address. So the address you provide at the beginning in the community distribution, is going to be the address where the token is going to be unlocked to, or where they are claimable to. So it's really important that you make sure that for the next 10 or 20 months, or how long your vesting is, that you have access to this address. That's very crucial, because we cannot change in the smart contract your address where you can claim your tokens to. This is really, really important. But I think that's usual mechanics in DeFi or in crypto anyway. So it's block by block. So there's going to be, I don't know, a couple of a JAV every 30 seconds. Block time varies. Of course, we've seen this in all other crypto blockchains as well. Block times are not going by the seconds. It's going to be block by block. So when the block is mined by one of the 17,000 master nodes, then the tokens are going to be unlocked. That's how the block vesting works. And that's the cool thing. No massive liquidity events where millions of tokens get unlocked at a certain time. It's really like an IV drop that you put into your bloodstream. The token's going to be released slowly over time, over the vesting period. And that's how it works for everybody who's got vesting, regardless if it's a 48 months vesting, like for the team tokens, or for the early stage investors, or for you guys that you are in the vesting freezer. The good thing is your tokens earn rewards also if you're in the vesting freezer. So you earn rewards even if they are still locked. And if they are unlocked, then you're free to decide. You sell them, you put them into another product, or however you feel, or you just keep them in your wallet. That's how the block vesting works.
Thanks for that detailed answer. They're very important. All right, guys, I think that's all the questions I'm going to take. I know there's a lot of questions out there, but after this, I'm going to actually pin their Telegram. Make sure that you guys go join. When you guys join a Telegram, actually, there's two versions, guys. The first bot portal, or the screen, is going to be in German. But after that, a couple seconds later, there's going to be also an English version. So you can join the English one as well. Because the first time I went there, I think I didn't know what it means. So I kind of got stuck into the room for like, I don't know, however long. But then I left the room and I came back and I saw the second message. So yeah, be patient and you will see the English version. There's also an English version of that as well. But after this, I will pin their TG. Make sure you guys join their TG. And you can ask further questions over there as well. Sebastian, Mark, you guys did a heck of a job presenting your project. Is there anything else that we missed?
Yes, maybe Seattle, one last thing. I just saw in the pin posts you make for today's ALMA, there are actually two links. So there is one link to our JavSphere _start, which is the portal. And this is in English and in German. And I saw that the link you put at the end, it was maybe my mistake, probably it was my mistake, where you see like Telegram Kanal, it's the German word, and this is basically like directly going to the German channel. So I would say let's link the correct link, which is JavSphere _start, and this is the portal where you can select if you want to go in the announcement channel, in the international channel, or I don't think you want to go in the German channel. This is the trick, and this was also the reason why a couple of guys of you joined the German channel and not the international channel. So just keep that in mind. I will post it into our group again, and then you can forward it to the guys. So I just put like the correct Telegram channel there. And as we said before, we would love to have all of you on board. If you have any questions, if there are any questions, I saw there are way more questions in the comment section. So if you have any open questions, feel free to join our group and ask the questions there. We have a lot of people in the community who are not only us who are answering, but also people who are since in our projects on our platform since day one. So a lot of people who are willing to help. Also, we are there. So feel free to join, ask your questions, and you are really welcomed to be a part of our community.
Yo, maybe to add, so we've seen a lot of people don't like to read. So me and Sebastian, we're doing a ton of YouTube videos. We've got a nice YouTube channel. Very happy if you would check it out. So whenever there's a product announcement, whenever there's some information out there, whenever there are some explanatory videos, we do really a ton of videos, like more or less every day there's a video out there. It's very time intensive, but we saw people love it because it's bite-sized information. and YouTube channel is really good. And where everything comes together is on our Twitter account. So if you're subscribed to our X or Twitter account, you're gonna not miss a beat. It's all there in simple and easy information. The only thing you have to be aware of, our pretty German accent. We have to apologize for that. You guys are all native speakers. For us, it's our second language. We try to do our best here, but we try to give a lot of information, or actually most information is in English, because we have a big followership in German-speaking countries, so Austria, Germany, Switzerland as well. That's why there's some German content sometimes, but the focus is really, we try our best to provide everything in English, because I think English, that's the #1 language out there. So don't get distracted by the German stuff sometimes, or by our funny accents. We try our best. It's all in English out there.
No, actually, I watched a lot of your videos last night. Actually, I do extensive research when I do an AMA, and you guys did a heck of a job. I love those little short videos. That's how I was able to learn a lot more about your project. So those videos help a lot.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, that was the intention, to make it just easy and more fun and very entertaining sometimes. Yes, thanks a lot for that. Yeah, there's not so much more to say from my side. It was really awesome to be here today, guys. It was one of the longest AMAs that we ever did, but we really appreciate that you guys took time. There's still 148 participants out there, and this after 2 hours. Thanks a lot. It was amazing, and yeah, we would really enjoy having you joining us on the journey. And I think Jeff's here to stay for a long, long time. Team is highly invested for a long time, and there's so much more to come. I think there's a lot to see already, and that's really just the beginning. We have to start somewhere. We are very happy, and yeah, looking forward to exciting times and to an amazing bull run over the last couple of weeks and months. And I think we are here at the right moment in time. I think it's a very good time. We started in the deepest crypto winter. Now it's going to be all so much nicer over the next couple of months. I think it's a good time to start.
Yeah, thank you so much. I had a great time. We're running to 2 hours. I have not done a 2-hour A for a while. I'm not even tired. And I think the reason is because you guys articulate your project very well. I think you guys have been doing a heck of a job over there. So you guys cap the platform was launched 2023, currently sitting at 28 million TVL, and they are launching 2 new products, which is the boost, right? The boost, and the other one was the
leverage boost and auto.
Correct. And right now they're raising money for the token launch, and they had raised over 4.6 million already, and that went out very quickly. And tomorrow they're gonna try to raise another round with an options of 10 months and 20 months. So you guys get to pick one of those vesting period. With the 20 months, you do get 2.5x more tokens, which I think that's probably the best way. I may pick that. But yeah, guys, I think the team did a heck of a job. Right now, again, they have proven the business concept, and that's the reason why they're able to raise $4.6 million already. So if you guys are interested in the project, I will make sure that I will pin the link. Make sure that you guys click on referral code as well. But to access the website, I had to use the VPN because we're from America. So you guys need to use the VPN in order to participate in the pre-sale. And I will definitely talk to the team and make sure that we get the TG link to the USA room. I think right now it's to German. So that's the reason why you guys been having some problems going over there, as well as myself as well. But Sebastian, Mark, you guys did a heck of a job presenting your project again, and I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Seattle. This week.
Thanks a lot, and yeah, see you out there in the JavSphere.
Awesome, guys. So thank you, and I will pin everything. Okay, make sure you guys go over there. Join the TG. Do not spam, but maybe give a meaningful feedback on the AMA, right? And maybe Mike could go there and pick a $10 winner over there. Do not spam, but just like a meaningful feedback, and ask questions you have to. Santa Mike is here. We're gonna do a little giveaway. I still don't know how he does it, but he texts out the name, which is crazy. So we're gonna do a spin for a how much, Mike? Maybe like a $20 for the listeners?
You got it, brother. $20 giveaway on the wheel today. I'm going to shuffle it up. I took down everybody's name. As you can see here, shared screen, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And let's grab that $20 winner. Who is it going to be? Now, Seattle has won this once over 3 years, and I think Johnny has yet to still win this.
It is rigged.
Abe Stoney, congratulations. Won yourself $20, my man. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike, for doing this. We're not going to have a random number on the TG today, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and pin their TG, go over there, ask questions, and give meaningful feedback only. Do not spam because we have to we have to post another AMA after this as well, and that's tomorrow at 8 in the morning. So we're running out of time. Usually we do an additional giveaway, random number for fun, but we cannot do that today, so that's why we do the spin wheel today. But definitely go over there and give a meaningful feedback, and Mike will pick a winner over there as well. So with that being said, guys, we will upload this to YouTube as well, and we will send the team a copy. It's been an amazing AMA, and from my honest feedback is that they're actually doing a heck of a job. I love the team. I think that it's very well structured, very professional, and I think it reflects on their pre-sale. Not financial advice, but I would definitely throw a little bit of money in this project. Again, not financial advice. So thank you so much, guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you, Mark, again, and thank you, Sebastian, and thanks, Mike, and thanks everyone here.
Thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.